വലിയ അഭിലഷണീയമായ ഒരു കാര്യമാണ്. നമുക്കറിയാം, ഡിജിറ്റൽ സർവകലാശാല ഇപ്പം ഏറ്റവും പുതുതായി കേരളത്തിൽ സ്ഥാപിക്കപ്പെട്ട ഡിജിറ്റൽ സർവകലാശാല തന്നെ ഇത്തരം കോഴ്സുകൾ ആരംഭിക്കുകയാണ്. ഡാറ്റാ സയൻസിന് പ്രാധാന്യം കൊടുത്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഡിജിറ്റൽ സർവകലാശാലയും മറ്റും രൂപം കൊണ്ടത്. ഡിജിറ്റൽ സർവകലാശാല മാത്രമല്ല, ടെക്നിക്കൽ യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റിയും സാധാരണ കോളേജുകളും മറ്റ് പഠന വിഭാഗങ്ങളും എല്ലാം തന്നെ ഈ പുതിയ ശാസ്ത്ര ശാഖയ്ക്ക്, പഠന ശാഖയ്ക്ക് വലിയ പ്രാധാന്യമാണ് കൽപ്പിക്കുന്നത്. പ്രത്യേകിച്ചും ഈ ഡാറ്റ വിഷ്വലൈസേഷനുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെട്ടത്, അതുപോലെ സൈബർ സെക്യൂരിറ്റി, അതുപോലെ മെഷീൻ ലേണിംഗ്, അതുപോലെ ബിസിനസ് ഇൻ്റലിജൻസ്, അതുപോലെ സെയിൽസ് മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ്, മാർക്കറ്റിംഗ് റിസർച്ച്, ഇതെല്ലാം പുതിയ മേഖലകളാണ്. ആ മേഖലകളിലേക്ക് പുതിയ ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ ടെക്നോളജിയുടെ സഹായത്തോടെ കടന്നു ചെല്ലാനും വിവര ശേഖരണം നടത്താനും അറിവ് സമ്പാദിക്കാനും അങ്ങനെ സ്റ്റേബിളായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു നല്ല ജോലിയിലേക്ക് പ്രവേശിക്കാനും നമ്മുടെ വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളെ പ്രാപ്തമാക്കുന്നതാണ് ഇത്തരത്തിലുള്ള വെബിനാറുകളെന്ന് ഞാൻ മനസ്സിലാക്കുകയാണ്. ഇപ്പോൾ ഇൻഫോസിസ്, ടാറ്റ പോലെയുള്ള കമ്പനികളെല്ലാം ആവശ്യപ്പെടുന്നത് ഇത്തരത്തിൽ സ്കില്ലുകളുള്ള വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളാണ്. പക്ഷേ അതിൻ്റെ പഠനവുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട അതിൻ്റെ മറ്റു കാര്യങ്ങൾ, അതിൻ്റെ ഫീസ് സ്ട്രക്ചറുകൾ, അതിൻ്റെ റെക്കഗ്നീഷൻ തുടങ്ങിയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു റിസോഴ്സ് പേഴ്സണെയാണ് എന്തായാലും അപർണ ടീച്ചർ, ഡോക്ടർ ശ്രീജേഷ് മാർക്കറ്റിംഗ് മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ് വിദഗ്ധനാണ്, IIM കോഴിക്കോട് അസിസ്റ്റന്റ് പ്രൊഫസറാണ്. സാറിനെ കൊല്ലം ശ്രീനാരായണ കോളേജിന് വേണ്ടി ഞാൻ ഒരിക്കൽ കൂടി സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് ഈ പരിപാടി ഔപചാരികമായി ഉദ്ഘാടനം ചെയ്തതായി അറിയിക്കുന്നു. നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം.
താങ്ക് യു സാർ. നമ്മുടെ മുഖ്യ അതിഥിയായ കോഴിക്കോട് IIM-ലെ അസിസ്റ്റന്റ് പ്രൊഫസർ ഡോക്ടർ ശ്രീജേഷ് സാറിനെ ക്ലാസ് നയിക്കുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടി ക്ഷണിച്ചുകൊള്ളുന്നു.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Professor Sunil, and thank you, Dr. Abarna. Thank you for inviting me to this particular session. So, is it okay that I can handle my session in English? Or you require Malayalam? Okay. Okay, fine. Okay. So, I'll first what I do, I just give you some introduction with respect to what is data science, because when we look at your visualization is actually part of data science, right? And even part of data analytics. And I'll give you a brief summary about what is data science, and then I will forward the data visualization. So that's better. So give me a moment. I'll share my screen. Give me a second. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
ഫസ്റ്റ് മലയാളം, എനിക്ക് മലയാളം അറിയാം, പക്ഷേ നമ്മുടെ സ്ലാങ് വ്യത്യാസം വരും. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഞാൻ ഈ മലയാളം ഉപയോഗിക്കാത്തത്. പല മിക്സുകൾ ആയതുകൊണ്ട് ചിലപ്പോൾ സ്ലാങ്ങുകൾ, കൊല്ലത്തിന്റെ സ്ലാങ്ങുകൾ വരും, ചിലപ്പോൾ കോഴിക്കോട് സ്ലാങ് വരും, ചിലപ്പോൾ എറണാകുളം സ്ലാങ് വരും. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഞാൻ കോമൺ ലാംഗ്വേജ് ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ അതുകൊണ്ടൊന്നും തോന്നരുത് കേട്ടോ. Data science എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ, if you look at data science as such, who is a data scientist, right? So first thing would be, what is the eligibility of a data scientist, right? So that is actually a buzzword. And why it's become a buzzword? Because it's actually a highly demanding job. And the kind of remuneration a data scientist gets, you can imagine actually that it's become a very attractive job. First thing, if you want to become a data scientist, if you ask me a question, because I teach data science courses, so if you ask me what are the qualities of a data scientist, I would say these things actually. So first thing, whatever may be your domain. For example, you are in economics, right? So you need to have very good domain understanding. For example, you are analyzing social data, for example, or health data, and you should have proper understanding with respect to that data as such. In the sense, data as such in the sense, first thing you should have base with respect to what is your domain. It can be economics, it can be management, it can be agriculture, it can be medicine, doesn't matter. You should have proper domain understanding. And in addition to that, if you look at data scientists, I'll tell you the difference between data scientist versus data analytics. versus actually decision sciences. So in addition to that, we also expect that a data science should have some maths and statistics background. Statistics is actually a must condition in terms of data science, and should have some basics with respect to mathematics and statistics. And third important eligibility to be a data scientist is that you should have it understanding about programming. Programming in the sense, if nowadays actually if you look at there are a lot of very popular platforms are available, and I believe you heard of the platform R and Python. Have you heard of the platform R and Python? And probably you can make it interactive. So can you make it interactive? So if you want to talk about anything, you can talk to me directly. Okay, you can stop me there, and so that I can explain. Okay. So here I just told you there are three pillars, and the first pillar is that domain knowledge. Domain knowledge, I believe all of you understood what is domain knowledge. Whichever is your base, it can be medicine, agriculture, or economics, management, doesn't matter, irrespective of the domain. You should have proper understanding with respect to domain. Second, maths and stat understanding is required. And third is programming. Programming in the sense, don't think that you are not an IT guy and you won't be able to understand programming. And listen very carefully. If you look at R and Python, these are the very popular programming softwares available as of now. We call it as machine learning platforms. And these are all packages easy to understand once you have actually decided to learn and understand things, right? So otherwise, it's not required that you need to have actually very good understanding about C++ or Java or something like that. It's not required. You should not be an engineer to understand this kind of programming. These programming means these are actually in languages. It's easy to implement. It's not very tough to implement. These three pillars are required, and many times actually in companies, any company actually as such, if you ask me a question, there are different positions with respect to data analytics. Some position we call it as data analytics. What is an analyst? In some companies, you can see that they will invite position as an analyst. An analyst doesn't have actually, they don't require to have much understanding with respect to a domain. An analyst, what is the job? I'll tell you. For example, you will get a software. You need to actually put your data. You need to actually get the result and analyze it. And you don't need to interpret. Analyst's job is to give the results, right? That's it, actually. So get the results. That's it. And I believe you understood what I'm trying to say. So analysts, their job position is simply to prepare data analytics. That's it. You don't need to interpret. You don't need to give recommendations. And there is another position in companies called as decision scientist. Decision scientist. What is a decision scientist and what is a position? Decision scientist, your job is to prepare reports. For example, analysts will prepare data analytics, and decision scientists actually prepare detailed report with respect to what is there in the results. That's the job of a decision scientist, right? So that job position, we call it as decision scientist. And in addition to that, we also expect that there is a position we call it as data science position. What is data science? Data scientist. Data scientists should have all this understanding. What is understanding? Data science should be very good at domain knowledge, good at analytics, good at programming, good at decision science, good at maths and stat, and also he or she should be very good at machine learning. Machine learning platforms, especially R or Python. In any of these platforms, he or she should be familiar. Otherwise, very tough to survive in data science business. In this data science, when we are actually working to data science, some people feel that you cannot capture or you cannot get into the data science position because your domain is not that way, because you are an economics person. It doesn't matter actually. So if you are from economics, or if you are from fundamental science or from a social science, you can easily get into that. Only one thing, you should have a will of, or you have actually a desire to learn data science domain. That's it. I believe you got an understanding what is all about data science. So data science is an integration of domain understanding and report preparation actually skills, analytics understanding, maths and stat understanding, and machine learning understanding. So in this particular domain, there's a particular field is actually emerging. That field, we call it as data visualization. So why data visualization becomes so popular, I'll tell you what is the reason. The reason is that nowadays, actually, if you look at any company or any consulting company, or if you look at government, the majority of the people who consume or who use actually the results, they are not very familiar with respect to data analytics. Is it so? Especially maths and stat. So if you look at a visualization perspective, if you actually show a visualization, it is easy to convince, right? It's not very tough to convince. It's very easy to convince that, for example, if I'm showing a bar chart, I'm showing the results there, I can easily convince the client or the person who actually want to get some insight, I can easily convince and tell that this is what I'm expecting. And probably it is easy way of communication, And that's the reason if you look at some of the top institutions in the country, they are actually offering electives. I believe you understood what is an elective, specialized papers in the field of data visualization. So in IMK, we have actually an elective data visualization. So that become actually a full semester course. So it means that you can understand data visualization becomes so popular nowadays among industry, as well as government, as well as actually other sectors, right? So that's the reason, many people want to get into data science domain, especially data visualization domain. And if you ask me a question, what is a platform which I can depend on doing visualization? So probably I would say that there are two popular platforms available as of now. The first popular platform, I call it as Tableau. And second popular platform, I call it as Power BI. Power BI, okay? So Power BI is a platform supported by Microsoft. And Tableau is an independent platform supported by, actually, there is an organization, Tableau, and they are actually supporting Tableau. Tableau and Power BI, if you ask me a comparison, I would say that, Tableau is superior than that of Power BI because it got extraordinary visualization. So if somebody want to actually provide very data-driven insights, this would be a wonderful platform so that, we can actually provide data-driven actually decision-making. So data-driven decision-making and the employment perspective, Tableau got a very wonderful opportunity. I'm not showing actually my slides. Actually, I'm just explaining. Okay, so if you ask me a question, what is the employability perspective? Definitely, there is actually a lot of employability opportunities, especially if you are good at Tableau, and it is easy to get a job actually outside the market. So then now, if you ask me a question, how do we learn Tableau? And probably what I'm doing today, I'm just trying to give you some insight with respect to how do we deal with Tableau. And I will give you introduction to Tableau. That's it actually. So don't expect that, at the end of the class, you'll become very good at Tableau because Tableau is an ocean. And you can do n number of things in Tableau. And at the end of the class, I believe if you're listening to my class, you'll be good at least, introducing the basics of data visualization. So I can also recommend some textbook at the end of the day. And doesn't matter actually what is your background. I presume that all of you are from actually almost similar background. It can be social science or fundamental science. It doesn't matter. Only one thing I'll give you a promise. The promise is that if you ask me a question with respect to machine learning and data visualization, machine learning, we have very two popular platforms. That's one is Tableau, another one is Power BI. So visualization I'm talking about. Tableau is superior than that of Power BI because it got very diverse, visualization tools available in this platform. So when I'm introducing that, I'll probably show you so that you can understand what's the power of Tableau. Okay, so now, again, listen very carefully. If you ask me a question, what's the learning curve? I mean, you understood what is the learning curve. Learning curve in the sense how easily you can grasp Tableau. I would say that the learning curve of Tableau would be almost steep in the sense, if you spend very valid 1 month time, you can easily learn Tableau and you can become a data visualization expert. 1 month time is sufficient. Probably you can be good at Tableau. So, so here today, probably around 1.5 hours, I'll introduce the basics and how do we get data into Tableau? How do we deal with the basics, especially some basic graphics, and what kind of inference you can make out of it, and how do we actually publish it? And there is actually a technical term called as dashboard. So how do we prepare dashboards? Probably what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to give you some kind of understanding with respect to how do we prepare a dashboard at the end of this class, right? So in between, if you have any questions, you can stop me so that you can clarify your doubts. Okay, is it okay? That I believe you got an understanding with respect to what we are going to do for today's session. Is it okay? Can I proceed further?
Clear, understood. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I believe all of you installed this platform. So I'm just showing the platform as such. Give me a second. I can show my screen. I presume that you're all listening to my class, and I just like interaction. Okay, that's the reason I asked you to interact, right? So can you see the platform? This is a platform. I already communicated. Probably you all downloaded this platform. And listen very carefully, the kind of platform we are using called as Tableau Public. Now you may get a question, what do you mean by Tableau Public? So what's the superiority of Tableau Public, right? I'll tell you that. The first thing is that if you ask me a question, what are the different versions of Tableau? Tableau got multiple versions, right? Tableau got a very superior version called as Tableau Desktop. Tableau Desktop. And the kind of version we are using is called as Tableau Public, okay? So I'll ask you a question, what is the difference between Tableau Desktop versus Tableau Public? Tableau Desktop is mostly a platform which should be used for pure industry practice, industry in the sense, if you have a very confidential data, you can understand what you mean by confidential. Confidential means, let's assume you're working for a company. In the company, they are doing some consulting for actually a third party, and then they have some data. That data is very confidential, right? That data, we cannot deal with Tableau Public. We need Tableau Desktop because Tableau Desktop is actually risk-free. Risk-free in the sense, highly confidential nature. Highly confidential in the sense, you don't need to share anything. Rather, whatever you do, it'll be protected. Data privacy should be protected. Because you can understand the privacy become actually an important issue with respect to data, analysis as well as actually, data handling, right? But if you ask me a question that Tableau Public, how Tableau Public is different from Tableau Desktop, I would say that Tableau Public is not very confidential. And Tableau Public primarily used for learning purpose. Learning in the sense, for example, you want to learn Tableau, and you can use Tableau Public, but there is no privacy with respect to the data which you are dealing. And probably what we do, we will use some public data in the sense, we may actually handle some data which is publicly available, right? And for example, the data which I shared today, that's the public data, right? And which is not actually private data. Probably that kind of data, if you want to handle, Tableau Public is required. And otherwise, Tableau Desktop and Tableau Public, both are actually equal in terms of functionalities. Both are equal. So in the sense, whatever analysis you are doing here in Tableau Public can be done in Tableau Desktop, and same thing, it's also applicable in Tableau Public. And there is no difference much, right? But if that's the reason I said that when you're working for your company or if you're joining in a company, and probably you need to use Tableau Desktop because of privacy issues. So learning purpose, probably you can explore Tableau Public. The word public, you need to understand. It means that anyone can use this platform at any point in time. You can actually, download and you can use this platform. So I believe, can you do one thing? Can you make a sign up? I'll tell you what is the reason actually. So here you can see an option sign up, right? It's like, you can actually enter into this platform. You can put your email ID and you can create a password and you can confirm the password. And you can click on this option so that you can create a sign up. For the time being, just create the sign up, and after that, I'll tell you what is the use of sign up. And somebody working on this, please create a sign up here. I believe you can see my screen, right? So please create the sign up. All right. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞ മനസ്സിലായി എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ടാബ്ലോ പബ്ലിക്കും ഡെസ്ക്ടോപ്പ് ജിഷ ഓപ്പൺ സോഴ്സ് അല്ല. ഡെസ്ക്ടോപ്പ് ഒരു 14 days ട്രയൽ അവൈലബിൾ ആണ്. ആ ട്രയൽ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ആ ട്രയൽ നമ്മൾ യൂസ് ചെയ്ത 14 ദിവസം കഴിയുമ്പോൾ എക്സ്പയർ ആവും. നമുക്കത് പിന്നെ ഉപയോഗിക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. പ്രശ്നം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ പ്രൈവസിയാണ്. പ്രൈവസി എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ടാബ്ലോ പബ്ലിക്കിൽ നമ്മൾ ഏത് ഡേറ്റ അനലൈസ് ചെയ്താലും നമ്മൾ പബ്ലിക്കായിട്ട് ഷെയർ ചെയ്യണം, എങ്കിലും ഇത് മാത്രമേ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. നമുക്കൊരു പബ്ലിക് എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഷെയർ ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഞാൻ കാണിച്ചു തരാം. നമുക്ക് ഒരിക്കലും തന്നെ ഡേറ്റ അനാലിസിസ് നമ്മുടെ ഡെസ്ക്ടോപ്പിലും സേവ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല, ഏതാ ടാബ്ലോ പബ്ലിക്കിൽ. പക്ഷേ ടാബ്ലോ ഡെസ്ക്ടോപ്പിൽ അത് സേവ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. അതാണ് ഡിഫറൻസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. വെച്ചാൽ എന്ത് ഡേറ്റ അനാലിസിസ് ഞാൻ ചെയ്താലും ഡെസ്ക്ടോപ്പിൽ ചെയ്താലും എനിക്ക് കോൺഫിഡൻഷ്യൽ ആയിട്ട് കീപ്പ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. പക്ഷെ പബ്ലിക്കിൽ ഒരിക്കലും കോൺഫിഡൻഷ്യാലിറ്റി കൊടുക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. കാരണം എന്താണെന്നറിയാം, അത് പബ്ലിക്കിൽ ഷെയർ ചെയ്യപ്പെടും. അത് ടാബ്ലിക്കിൽ ഒരു കമ്മ്യൂണിറ്റി ഉണ്ട്, ആ കമ്മ്യൂണിറ്റിയിലേക്ക് ഓട്ടോമാറ്റിക്കലി ഷെയർ ആവും നമ്മൾ അനാലിസിസ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ. അപ്പോൾ ആ കമ്മ്യൂണിറ്റിക്ക് ഷെയർ ആയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ആർക്ക് വേണമെങ്കിലും എൻ്റെ പ്രൊഫൈൽ പേജിൽ കയറി അനാലിസിസ് കാണാൻ പറ്റും. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞ് മനസ്സിലായെന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുന്നു. അതുകൊണ്ട് പ്രൈവസി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് പബ്ലിക്കിലില്ല. പക്ഷെ ലേണിംഗ് ആണ് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നതെങ്കിൽ പബ്ലിക് പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോം ഇസ് എ സൂപ്പർ പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോം. വ്യത്യാസം മനസ്സിലായെന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുന്നു അല്ലേ? അപ്പോൾ പബ്ലിക്കും പക്ഷെ കമ്പനിയിൽ, ഇപ്പം നിങ്ങളൊരു കമ്പനിയിൽ ജോയിൻ ചെയ്താൽ, ഒരു ഡേറ്റ വിഷ്വലൈസേഷൻ എക്സ്പേർട്ടായിട്ട് ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരുപക്ഷെ ഡെസ്ക്ടോപ്പ് ആയിരിക്കും അവർ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നത്. ടാബ്ലോ ഡെസ്ക്ടോപ്പ് ആയിരിക്കും, പബ്ലിക് ആയിരിക്കില്ല ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നത്. കാരണം എന്താണെന്നാൽ അവർക്ക് ഡേറ്റ പ്രൈവസി ഭയങ്കര ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ് ഇഷ്യൂ ആണ് അല്ലേ? കാരണം അവർ ഡേറ്റ ഷെയർ ചെയ്യാൻ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നില്ല. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ്, ഇതാണ് വ്യത്യാസം. അല്ലാതെ ഫീച്ചേഴ്സിൽ വ്യത്യാസങ്ങളൊന്നും തന്നെ ഇല്ല. ഒരു തരത്തിലുള്ള ചെറിയ ചെറിയ വ്യത്യാസങ്ങൾ, അത് ടെക്നിക്കൽ ആയതുകൊണ്ട് അത് പറയുന്നില്ല ഞാനിവിടെ. ചെറിയ വ്യത്യാസങ്ങളേ ഉള്ളൂ. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ വലിയ വ്യത്യാസങ്ങളൊന്നും ടാബ്ലോ പബ്ലിക്കും പ്രൈവറ്റുമായിട്ട് വ്യത്യാസം വരുന്നില്ല. അപ്പൊ അതുകൊണ്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ലേൺ ചെയ്യാനാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ പബ്ലിക്ക് പഠിക്കാം. സോ എങ്ങനെ ലേൺ ചെയ്യാം എന്നുള്ളതാണ് നെക്സ്റ്റ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ലേൺ ചെയ്യാനെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഈ ഒരു ടൈമിൽ ഇഷ്ടംപോലെ പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോം, ടെക്സ്റ്റ് ബുക്കുകൾ അവൈലബിൾ ആണ് ഇഷ്ടം പോലെ അല്ലേ. അപ്പോ അതുകൂടാതെ തന്നെ നമുക്ക് യൂട്യൂബ് വീഡിയോസ് ഉണ്ടാവും, കുറേ മെറ്റീരിയൽസ് പബ്ലിക്കായിട്ട് തന്നെ ഗൂഗിളിൽ അവൈലബിൾ ആണ്. നമുക്ക് അതുവഴി ലേൺ ചെയ്യാം. ടാബ്ലോ പബ്ലിക്ക് പഠിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്ക് ഡെസ്ക്ടോപ്പിൽ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യാം, വേറെ പ്രശ്നങ്ങളൊന്നുമില്ല. പിന്നെ ഡെസ്ക്ടോപ്പ് എക്സ്പെൻസീവ് ആണ്, കാരണം നിങ്ങൾ പേയ്മെന്റ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടി വരും. പബ്ലിക്ക് ഫ്രീ ഓഫ് കോസ്റ്റ് ആണ്. അല്ലാതെ ഡെസ്ക്ടോപ്പ് വേണമെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഒരു 14-14 ഡേയ്സ് ട്രയൽ വേർഷൻ അവൈലബിൾ ആണ്. ഇതാണ് വ്യത്യാസം വരുന്നത്. മനസ്സിലായെന്ന് വിചാരിക്കണം. മനസ്സിലായല്ലോ അല്ലേ? ഇതാണ് നെക്സ്റ്റ് പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോം, Power BI extraordinary platform. It's another extraordinary platform. Probably my favorite is always Tableau. It's not Power BI. I worked in actually both the platform, Power BI and Tableau. But I like, this Tableau very much. It depends on your convenience and depends on your likeness, right? So that you need to chase that likeness. That's it. So നിങ്ങൾ ഇഷ്ടപ്പെടുന്നത് പവർ ബി ആണെങ്കിൽ പവർ ബി പോവാം. പക്ഷെ ഒരു പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോം പഠിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അടുത്ത പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോം പഠിക്കാൻ ഈസിയാണ്, കാരണം ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് ലോജിക് ഒക്കെ കറക്റ്റ് ആയിരിക്കും. വലിയ ലോജിക് ഒന്നും വേണ്ട. ഞാൻ നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞ മാതിരി ടാബ്ലോയുടെ ലേണിംഗ് കർവ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ലേണിംഗ് കർവ് വളരെ സ്റ്റീപ്പാണ്. നമുക്കൊരു കമ്മിറ്റ്മെന്റ്, ഒരു 1 month കമ്മിറ്റ്മെന്റ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ 2 month കമ്മിറ്റ്മെന്റ് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ടാബ്ലോ നമുക്ക് ഈസി ആയിട്ട് പഠിച്ചെടുക്കാവുന്നേ ഉള്ളൂ. പക്ഷെ ഇത് കുറച്ചൊരു ഒരു ബേസിക് അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ് ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കണം, അത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ. ഒരു ക്രിയേറ്റീവ് അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ്. ടാബ്ലോ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എന്തിന് ടാബ്ലോ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നു എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അതിന്റെ കുറച്ച് ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റി ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞുതരാം. നിങ്ങളിപ്പോ even you look at journalists right now, nowadays, journalists, look at any newspaper nowadays actually. So you can see that most of this, your domain itself, right, economics data, for example, showing the growth of the country, right, or showing the poverty level, or showing actually, the education level. So nowadays actually most of these journalists actually use visualization. So through visualization we can easily reach and easily communicate what we are trying to deliver, right? Is it? So it is an easy way of storytelling, right? And I use the word storytelling. It means that if you want to explain an idea, and probably you can use visualization platform so that we can easily reach. The reach is actually better, is it? So that's the reason, irrespective of the domain, and people are actually coming down and just trying to learn visualization, because data is very important. Everywhere data is getting generated, right? Is it so? Starting from your supermarket to anywhere, social media platform, anywhere data is getting generated, and thousands, millions of data is being generated at every moment, right? So therefore, the kind of availability of data probably, directed policymakers and managers and economists to think about using data to take decisions, right? So that way, if you want to talk about layman's perspective, visualization is an easy platform to penetrate and actually convey a message. Is it an easy way, easy tool? You don't need to talk about high-level statistical aspects, right? Immediately, what you can do, you can prepare a figure and show the figure so that you can easily convince that, this is what this, and so that readers will understand, the story will actually be, communicated properly, right? Is it so? That's the reason, nowadays actually people extensively depend on this kind of platform. Yeah, so come down to the platform. I believe all of you installed this platform. So you have this platform with you, and here you can type the mail ID, and then you can click on download the app, so that you can download. And listen very carefully, you cannot download, or probably you can't use Tableau in your mobile phones. So you need either your iPad or desktop or your laptop. So otherwise you can't use it, right? So if somebody is using mobile phone, what you can do, you can listen to my class. Later on, if you are interested, you can download in your PC, you can use it. That's it, right? So just try to get an understanding, just try to get actually, flavor of what is there in Tableau, right? Probably you'll get a motivation, you can start continuing further, right? Is it so? All right. So I'll come down to the Tableau platform. Give me a second, I'll unshare my screen right now, and I'll come down to Tableau platform. So I believe all of you received a data set. There is a data which I already shared. It's called as Superstore data. It's an online store data. Give me a second, I'll show you my data. And it doesn't matter actually, so don't think that actually, this is actually in a store data, and how do we use this data, or how do we use our data to Tableau? Doesn't matter. The data could be from medicine or agriculture or from economics or management. or from sales or any other domain, doesn't matter. Tableau can be used to execute your story. Right, give me a second, I'll show you screen. Yes, I believe you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you see my data? My data as such is a typical transaction data. Okay, it's typical transaction data. It's stored data where you can see the first column. Column wise, we can see the data, right? A row ID, and that I'm just taking from the sheet one. Sheet one, I'm just using the sheet one is orders, right? And I have order ID. A typical transaction data may have this kind of information, and order date. The ship date is the past data. Ship mode. Then you can understand what you mean by ship mode, right? And what kind of mode of transportation they applied, and customer ID, customer name in terms of the user, and segment. I mean, segment, you understood. Segment means actually, in this data, they are trying to deliver this product to 3 types of segments, especially consumer segment, home office segment, and probably we got one more segment that is actually, let me look at home office, consumer segment, right. Yeah. 2. Let me. Yeah, there are two to three, I believe. Give me a second, I'll explore it. Corporate segment, right? Corporate industry, right? So they are trying to sell product to 3 different segments, and we can understand what's the country, and what's the state, and the postal code, region, and we have a product ID. We have category, subcategory. I mean, generally in a store, actually, they will divide product into category, subcategory. For example, furniture. Your chairs will comes in furniture, right? And another subcategory would be technology. For example, phones comes in your subcategory, right? And the product names, actually, name of the product. For example, paper, they have actually, paper Xerox 1967. That's the product name, right? So typical transaction data, that's the reason. And afterwards, you have the sales figures, how much revenue, sales revenue, and the quantity demanded, and discount they offered during the selling time, and the profit. What's the profit they received from the product sales, right? These are the data. This is a very typical transaction data. This is the data which I'm going to use right now for my visualization. So probably you understand what is all about this data, right? And it could be any data, right? So if you want to apply your data, you can apply. But the thing is that you should have some kind of understanding with respect to different diagrams and graphs. Then you can apply different types. But what I do, I'll just show you how to actually do the visualization part, and later on you can do yourself, right? Give me a second. I'll close my Excel sheet. So I'll open my platform. So give me a second. So once you install this platform in your system, and you can see an installable file or installed file in your desktop, right? Is it? It's those who installed probably got a file in your, yes.
So the email ID which we use to install and like the one which we use to create the profile, should that be the same?
Oh, it's okay. So use the same profile. That's better. And so you're asking sign up, you're asking, or they're asking some sign up email ID, right? And the same email ID you can use in app, right? You can use the same email ID. That's better. So I believe you already created sign up, right? Are you able to create the sign up?
Yeah, but I created with a different email ID this time.
It's okay, you try it actually. But when you are actually, I'll tell you, when you are actually publishing your report, you need to use that ID, okay? That ID in the sense, that ID which you used for sign up, because you require sign up later after some point in time, right? For the time you just wait. And if you're not able to find it later, and you tell me so that I can correct, okay?
Okay, so fine.
All right. So I believe you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
This is a platform. In your case, this space would be empty, right? Is it empty? That there is an open space will be blank, right? It's white space, right?
Yes, sir.
So in my case, I'm getting something different because I already done some analysis. This is my report, okay? That's the reason. This is my dashboard. And therefore, in your case, it'll be empty, right? So don't worry about your platform. It'll be free, right? It'll be actually a white space here, right? Is it so? All right. Now, can you see on left side the Microsoft Excel text file and JSON file, Microsoft Access file, PDF file, spatial file, and statistical file, right? And mostly we deal with actually Excel sheets, right? And that's a commonly accepted, data format, right? Is it so? Or some cases we'll also use text file in the sense, for example, a .csv file comes in text file. .csv, your extension is .csv, you need to import that. So we have a data that is an Excel file, right? So Superstore data, that's an Excel file, right? Is it so?
Yes.
All right. So what is the first stage? Stage one. Stage one, you need to import your data, right? You need to get your data into this platform public, right? Is it? Right. That
Yes.
we call it as importing, data importing, right? So we need to get your data, which is there in Excel sheet, and we need to import that data into Tableau so that we can start doing the analysis side. So now there is an option, Microsoft Excel here, right? Have you seen the option here? Excel.
Yes.
Can you click on that option, the Excel option? I'll show my full screen so that you can see my complete screen. Give me a second, otherwise. You can see my screen, right? Is it so? Please click on the option Microsoft Excel. Can you click on the option Microsoft Excel? Are you getting a pop-up like this?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you locate your data? In my case, I saved my data in my desktop. There is a folder for me, and inside the folder you can see my data, right? So can you locate your data? This is your data, right? And
Yes.
the same data I shared. So can you get your data, Superstore data? And after that, can you click on open? So anyone in this group actually finding difficulty, you tell me so that I can elaborate it further, okay? Superstore. So after selecting the data, click on open. Now it will take almost 10 seconds. You can see the processing. Is that? I believe you can see my screen right now, the modified screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So again, a blank space, right? Is it like this?
Yes.
Yes, exactly same.
Yes. We have multiple sheets here, right? On the left side, have you seen the sheets such as orders, people, and returns?
Yes.
So can you put your cursor on the top of it? Can you drag and drop this first sheet here? Can you see the dragging and dropping here? Can you see here? Can you put it one time, okay? Don't repeat. Only one time you do it. And it'll take 10 seconds. Just wait, actually, after dragging and dropping, just wait. Now you can see your data there in this right-hand side option. Is it true?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right? So now you can see your data. This is the data which you imported, right? I just selected my sheet one, dragged the sheet and dropped here in this right-hand side. Is it? Now I can see my data, right? My data is pretty ready. Right now I can proceed further. I can start looking at the analysis side. Is it? Now, on the bottom, can you see something here? There is an option, Go Worksheet. Have you seen the option Worksheet here?
Yes, sir.
There is an option Sheet 1. There is an yellow colored Sheet 1 option. Can you click on it? Can you click on this one? Then once you click on, you'll be directed to another window, right? Is it so?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Are you in this window, the blank space again?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now, give me a second. I just want to locate. Okay, so I cannot draw it actually. Just want to draw. Okay, fine. Give me a second. Here on the left-hand side, have you seen these columns here? These are the column title which we imported, right? Category, city, country, customer ID, customer name. These are the, I call it as variables, okay? We call it as variables, right? And these are the columns we actually imported from sheet 1. Is it so? The first column is category, and whatever it doesn't look at actually, we don't need to look at the order of our columns, and rather, I believe these columns I got it from my sheet, data sheet. Is it so? So I have variables such as category, city, country, customer ID, customer name, order date, all these stuff. They're my data, right? Is it so?
Sir.
Yes.
All right. Now, when you're looking at this tables, the first variable is category. On the left-hand side, can you see something called as ABC category? ABC?
Yes.
Right. I'll tell you. Tableau got actually an inbuilt mechanism to recognize the kind of variable. For example, let's imagine a data. In the data, you have actually, your it's a social data. Let's assume you are having a data where the first column is gender. What kind of variable is that? Gender? It's a numeric variable or a non-numeric variable? Gender? Non-numeric. It's a non-numeric because it's male and female representation. Is it so? In Tableau, these representative variables are actually indicated through ABC. It's showing that's a character. So it means that Tableau indicates the analyst that it's actually, that's what I told you, that it got an inbuilt mechanism to recognize the kind of variable. It is actually nothing but a character data. That's what it represents. It's actually a non-numeric data. That's what the meaning, right? ABC represents non-numeric data. Have you seen something? There is something called as globe. That is actually a globe sign. Have you seen that? Can you locate it? Globe sign.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It is a location variable, mostly a location. So country and city are location variables, right? That's the reason globe you can see. Now you tell me there is another ABC here. What kind of variable is that? Customer ID?
Customer ID.
It's a character, is it so? Or it's actually a representation or non-numeric data, is it so? Customer name is also a non-numeric data, is it? Can you see something here, a calendar there near to that? A calendar sign?
Yes, sir.
Right. That shows that variable is actually a date variable or an year variable. That's what the meaning. A date variable or an year variable. Right? That's what the indication in Tableau. Tableau automatically recognizes that it's a date variable. It's a date or a year or a month. This will be represented in terms of calendar, right? And now you come down, a different sign is there. Can you see something? Hash sign. Hash sign, can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah, that means that it's a numeric data. That means that it's a numeric data. It becomes a numeric data, right? So Tableau means that sign automatically. If it is hash, it means that it's in pure number. For example, you're getting a data where the first column is income. What kind of data? Income in rupees, let's assume. What kind of data is that?
Numeric data.
It's a numeric data, right? So Tableau will automatically identifies that it's a numeric data. So now, have you seen at the end of this table, there is a measure name? And when I put my cursor on the top of it, it's showing that a generated field containing the names of each measure. It means that, what Tableau is doing, a Tableau is actually automatically generating the names and creating and recognizing or keeping in their memory. That's it. This variable was not there in my data sheet, but rather Tableau automatically generate the names as a separate column. That's what Tableau do. And this variable was not there in my data sheet, right? Until subcategory I got, this variable was not there. And here we got another discount option. Can you see the discount variable there? A hash sign is there. What kind of variable is that?
It's a numeric.
It's a numeric data, right? So here you can come down against the numeric data. These are all numeric. And these are all generated data. Have you seen this? Tableau will generate this latitude, longitude, and orders count. It's automatically generated by Tableau. For the time being, you don't need to worry about this. And it's automatically generated. These variables, latitude and longitude, was not there in your data sheet. Tableau will automatically create. That's the reason if you put your cursor on the top of it, you can see a generated field. But this is not sales is not a generated field. Sales is a numeric vector. It was there in my data sheet. Is it? Right? You understood all about the data, right? So in this case, shall I start my first visualization?
Sure, sir.
Okay. So let's do this way. And there is a variable. Have you seen subcategory? Have you seen subcategory variable? Subcategory. Have you seen here?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then can you drag and drop this subcategory here in columns? Here, have you seen here? Drag and drop. Columns, okay? And put it here. So I dragged this one and put it in columns, right? Is it true? Have you done?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Then please calm down. I just want to actually see my sales with respect to product subcategories because I have multiple subcategories here. If you want to see my subcategory here, I can rotate my label. Can you click here and see the rotate label option? There is an option here. Give me a second. There is an option rotate label. You can see the subcategory. What are the subcategories? We have accessories, appliances, art, binders, bookcases, chairs, copiers, so many products, right? Subcategories, right? So it's a
I couldn't find it.
all right. You couldn't find it. Give me a second. You put your cursor here, right click here. There is an option, rotate label. Are you able to find it?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, can you do one thing? Can you, I just want to see my sales with respect to these subcategories, right? I just want to see how sales is actually going with respect to my subcategories. Can you get the sales data here? You can see the sales here, right? Can you get the sales data here and put it in rows here? Can you see something here? Sales, put it in rows.
Yes.
You can see? Are you able to see the sales figures?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you see my cursor right now? Where is that? Can you see my cursor? Where I put my cursor? Have you seen? I just put my cursor on the top left almost. There is an option sort ascending. Have you seen the option here?
Yes, sir.
Can you click on it? What is happening? Can you click here? What is happening here? So it's actually sorting your sales data based on sales magnitude, is it?
So that options are not working for me.
Oh, it's not working here.
That keys are not working. Yeah.
Okay, leave it. Can you see something? Your vertical axis. Can you see some option here? Sales axis here. Vertical axis. Can you click here? Is it working?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's working, right? Now, what's the meaning? What's the meaning here? What does it represent? Which is the product with the highest sales?
Phones.
Phones, right? Is it? Now, what do you want to do? You want to provide the sales figures as such on the top of it? Right. Now, can you take the sales? Can you take the sales? Can you put the sales on label? There is an option on left side, label. Can you see here? Can you get the sales and put it on label? Are you able to get sales data? I'll repeat the point. Get the sales here, put it on labels. Are you able to get the sales figures?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, can you put your cursor on the top of it? You can see the indications here, right? Is it so? Right? What is the subcategory? If you hover it, actually, you can see what's the sales of each product, right? Which is the product with lower sales? Fasteners, right?
Yes, fasteners.
Right. Now, I just want to build up the story, right? I just want to see. Let's assume that when you're communicating and you want to communicate to those people, they are very non-data savvy, right? And you just want to convince them as well, right? Probably you want to improve the readability of your figure, right? So what I'll do, can you click on the tooltip option? Have you seen a tooltip option here? Tooltip
Yes.
option. When you click on the tooltip, are you able to get a pop-up like this? You're following this?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now listen very carefully. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Here, this background is noise, okay? Yeah, this part is dynamic in nature, right? This part is dynamic. Therefore, don't delete this part. These two don't delete. These highlighted portions, okay? Right? So I'm deleting this portion, okay? I'm just writing it here. And before writing it here, what I'm doing, I'm selecting it here. I'm making it bigger, right? Make it actually 15. Here I selected. I believe you all got this particular pop-up. There, what I did, I just selected these values and I just make it actually, I made it Tableau book as my font and the size is 15 and the color which I like is gray. Is it so? Now, are you with me?
Sir, can you repeat the process for getting that pop-up window?
Okay.
Can you...
Have you seen some option here, tooltip on the left side?
Yes, yes.
Can you click on the tooltip?
Yes. Yeah.
Very
Thank
good.
you. Thank you.
All right. Now, can you select this one? You can change the font, okay? You can change the font. Make it 15. Right? Change the color if you want. And if you want to change again the font size, Tableau bold, make it Tableau bold. Now, listen very carefully. Listen very carefully. Type it. Don't delete these two portions, okay? These two portions don't delete. Can you type it this way? Are you able to type? I just revised it, but I didn't change these two options here. These two I didn't change. It's dynamic, I told you. Don't delete these portions. Are you able to do it? Are you with me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Then afterwards, can you click on OK? Can you click OK? What you are getting right now? Is it changing? Is it changing?
Yes, sir.
Is it understandable better compared to the previous explanation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Do you want to change the color of your graph? Change it. Or you want to make it here? You make it. Whatever color you want to apply. Right. There is an option color. Or if you want to have the same color, use the same color. I believe you are with me, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So here, now, can you see this option? Rename option.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you give a name? I can give a name here. Sales by subcategory. So the name indicated here, right? You can see the name of your chart, is it?
Sir, can you repeat it once more?
Right here. This option. It's like an Excel sheet. How do we rename a sheet? Is it similar to that? You can see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can do it, right? You're able to do it.
Yes, sir.
Now, can you double click on your this sales by subcategory? Can you double click here? You'll get a pop-up like this. Are you able to get a pop-up like this?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So in this case, you can select this option. I just want to make it central.
Please repeat, sir.
Okay. Double click this option, sales by category. Have you seen this option on the top? There is a title. You double click. Double click here so that you can see the pop-up like this. Right? Can you select? Because I just want to give a very attractive title. Right? I just made a bold color. Again, let's make it green if you want. Or you want to change the font. I'm just showing because in future when you're doing it, you need to know what's option all about, right? That's the reason. I just made it actually central, right? It's like, you're working with your Word file. Are you able to do these manipulations?
Yes, sir.
Right. Then you can click on apply option. Then you click off. You're able to get the title on the top of it, is it? Are you able to get? Now, I just don't want to get this title. There's an option. Can you click on this title? I don't want to repeat this title again. Can you use this option? Hide field labels for columns.
Yes, sir.
Then hide it. It got eliminated, is it? Is it so?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, we actually prepared the first sheet. Listen very carefully. At the end of it, I'll tell you how to prepare the dashboard, okay? For the time being, you don't need to worry about. I'll prepare different analysis, right? It's like you're working for a data analytics project, and let's assume that the first sheet actually you analyze where you actually want to showcase that what's the sales of your company's product sales and how it's actually moving up with respect to different product categories, right? That's what you shown here, right? So let us see now. Can you come down here again? Can you open the next sheet here? There is an option, new worksheet. This is done, okay? Yeah, I'll open the second worksheet here. So what I do here right now, I'm just trying to show you different, visualization so that, at least I can cover some or 2 to 3 or 4 different types of visualization so that it will be a starting point. I can't cover everything actually today, and probably I'll give you some insight with respect to very popular visualizations, right? Yeah, can you open the new worksheet? There's an option, new worksheet. So you're a new worksheet? Are a new worksheet?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it is a very popular figure which you would like to showcase. Let's assume that in columns, yeah. Let's take this order date. Can you take this order date? Can you put it here? Order date. Have you put order date here on columns?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now can I ask you something? I believe you're all familiar with bar chart. Are you familiar with bar chart? The previous one was a bar chart, right?
Yes, sir.
This is a bar chart, right? So I believe you're also familiar with respect to line chart, right? Line chart. What is line chart? You're all economic students, right? Let's assume that you want to actually show our GDP growth rate, right? The last 4 years time, right? How do you show it? Is it actually a bar chart? Which one is better? Or a line chart?
To show the trend.
To show the trend, probably line chart is better, right? That's what you're trying to say. A line chart, right? Line chart means, what do you presume actually? Are you presuming that you have the bars, there is a break in between, is it so? Fonts, chairs, storage, tables. We presume that your product subcategories are a discrete variable. You understood what is a discrete. Discrete means categorical variable, right? Is it so? So it's like a discrete variable, right? It's like a discrete. That's the reason we plotted the bar chart. In this case, is it actually suitable to apply line chart in this case?
No.
No. So here in this case, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to see my sales figures, right, over a period of time. So what I'm presuming, I don't want to see my sales as a discrete variable. Rather, I just want to see the trend of my sales. And I need a line chart, right? I need a line chart. Here I presume that I just want to plot the sales in my y-axis and years, that is time, in my horizontal axis, x-axis, right? Is it so? X-axis actually time, y-axis is sales, right? Is it so? That's what your trend line, so-called trend line. Is it so? Now here in your x-axis, you presume that you have a year, that is time, and time is a continuous variable, right? I need a continuity with respect to, let's assume 2014, 2015, 16, 17 and all. So we need a continuous flow, right? When we need a continuous flow, can you click the option here on the top of this one? Can you see? If you click here, and the option comes this way. Are you able to see something this way?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now you can see there are two options here. By default, year is here, right? Is it so? After that, quarter, month, day, more, right? And again, year repeated. Is it so? There are 2 year, quarter, month, week, and etc. Is it so? 2 times it's actually repeating, right?
Yes.
You may ask a question, why 2 times actually? So it is based on this assumption. For example, if you want to draw a bar chart, if you presume that you have y-axis year, if you want to make discrete bars, actually, probably this is sufficient. This year is sufficient. But if you want to make continuous, you need this year. Now, what happened here? It become actually green. Is it so? When I click on this year, it become green, right? Have you seen the year?
Yes.
Right? And it means that I presume that, look at here, it changed to continuous, right? When I click this year, it become actually, blue. It is actually considered discrete, right? Is it so? When I click this year, it'll be treated as continuous data, right? Continuous. I need the continuity. And please make it actually this year. I just want to make a plot with respect to months, actually. I just want to see my monthly sales. Can you make it this month, the second month? Okay, make it here. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
make sure that your variable highlight is actually in green. It's not in blue. Okay, so you change it here, and okay, fine. Now, can you come down here? Can you get your sales? And can you put sales in rows? Are you able to see something like this?
Yes, sir.
You're able to see, is it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right? It's a sales figure, right? And tooltip I already explained, and there is no point in explain, right? So you got the sales figures, right? So you can see the sales. We have the data set with respect to 2014 to 2018, and that is 17. November we have data. Okay, 17 December we have the data. So after that there is a blank space, right? It means that we don't have data afterwards. That's the reason, right? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So what you'll do? I just want to see my sales and profit in the same, figure. So I just want to showcase my profit also, because you can understand one side sales, another side actually profit. You want to compare sales and profit together, right? So I just want to see if this much sales happen, what would be the profit, right, across years, right? So I just want to see sales and profit together in the same file or same visualization platform, right? That will provide some kind of a conviction so that, the people who will actually look at this visualization, they can understand it better, right? Is it so? Right?
Yes.
So what I'll do here, can you take the profit here? Can you take the profit here? Can you put profit here in rows? Are you able to see 2 graphs here simultaneously?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you made actually 2 graphs, but I'm not happy with it. I just want to integrate together. I just want to make it actually one figure. Actually, I just want to make an overlapping figure, right? Club it together in a single figure, right? So now if you want to make it like that, what you'll do, can you see an option here? There is an option, dual axis option. Can you see the option dual axis?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you click on dual axis? Are you able to see this graph?
Yes.
Now we are able to compare sales and profit, is it? Together?
Yes.
But if you look at right side and left side, actually, your unit is different, is it? One is in minus also because we have minus sales. Sorry, minus profit, is it? Because it's loss actually. Minus profit means a loss. Right? And your left axis actually, if you look at sales figures, and now you want to make it common. Both actually axes are common because then only it's comparable, right? The unit is different, right? This axis unit is different. This axis unit is different, right? You want to integrate, you want to make sure that both actually axes are having common unit, right? Now, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Can you click this side? This side. Is it highlighted like this?
Yes.
There is an option. There is an option. Have you seen the option synchronize axis? Are you able to see that?
Yes, sir.
Synchronize axis. Are you able to synchronize axis right now? Having common actually unit right now, is it?
Yes.
Right. Now, anyway, if this actually, you have same axis, what is the point in keeping that axis, right? I can delete the axis, is it so? Can you unclick on this one, show header? Can you unclick on that? It's got removed, right?
Yes.
Now we have profit and sales. I believe you can see on the right side, right? The representations here. On the right hand side, profit is in blue and sales is actually in almost in a different figure, right? Is it? Is it okay? Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Now, yeah, tell me.
It's okay, sir.
You're able to follow. Yeah, okay. Now, can you dub, because it's all about sales and profit. It's not only sales, right? Is it so? Can you change the title of your y-axis? Change the title of your y-axis. Can you double click and change the title? Can you double click here? Are you able to get a pop-up like this?
Yes.
Right. Why don't you make actually this title as sales and profit? Is it? Are you able to see?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, can you give a different name here? You rename the sheet. So I just gave a different name. Is it? Are you with me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. So if you want to make some modification, you can do it. Okay. So you can make the modification later. Right. So now I believe this line chart you understood, right? Is it so?
Yes.
Right. So can you open the next sheet? Come to the next sheet. Right. The same thing can you repeat in the sense you are in the next sheet here. Can you get the ship date here? Not ship date. Give me a second. Is it ship? Give me a second. Give me a second. Order date, not ship date. Order date. Okay. So get the order date here. Can you make it actually this month? Can you make it actually this month? This option you select. After putting order date in your rows, that's columns. Can you change this option? So you just want to see as continuous chart. Is it so? Can you click on this option? So make sure that your color of month is in green. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Right. So again, can you get the sales here? Can you get the sales here? Are you able to get the sales here?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So now there is an option on the top left, analytics option. Have you seen the analytics option here? Are you able to see an option here, analytics? Are you able to see an option, analytics?
Yes.
Here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There is an option here, forecast. Have you seen an option, forecast here?
Yes, sir.
I believe you can understand what is a forecast, right?
Yes, sir.
So it forecast means you have sales, you want to forecast the future sales, right? Based on the current sales, right?
Predicting future.
Predicting future, right? So is it important in terms of prediction? In the sense why prediction is important? Especially inventory management, right? So the company want to look at actually what product we need to store and how much we need to store, right? So, and so therefore, it's a predicted figures we are able to get, right? Are you able to see the predicted figures? Because we have the data until here, right? November 2017. So we are getting the data from here onwards, right? Is it a predicted figure? So this Tableau uses actually a technique, I believe in your graduation classes or post-graduation classes you learned, a technique called as exponential smoothing. It uses a technique called as exponential smoothing. I won't discuss in detail what is exponential smoothing, but just go back and check actually what is exponential smoothing. And this is actually a pretty good estimation procedure with respect to univariate data. And if you want to estimate or forecast your univariate data, it can be sales or it can be profit or it can be anything else or growth. So if you are trying to estimate the future based on your time as actually, your independent variable, and you can use this particular thing, and it's more trustworthy. And that's what we consider. Univariate data is better. Now, I believe you are able to get this forecasted figures here, right? So how many months we are able to get? Up to December 2018, almost 1 year, right? Is it?
Yes.
Right. Now, there is an option here. Can you look at analysis option here? The option here, analysis here.
So can
Yes,
I know
sir.
why this, like, why the prediction is, like, the forecast is slightly like placed away from the actual
Because
graph?
this is typically want to differentiate between your actual versus forecast. That's the reason. That's it. But they are having continuity here. Up to look at here, up to November 2017, you have the data, but December 2017 onwards, you have actually forecasted figures. They want to showcase actually, the gap between these two. That's it. This is actual. This is forecasted. And why it's actually coming out actually on the lower side, this is based on past data. Because generally, I told you it's using an exponential smoothing, but as per exponential smoothing, it explains that actually if you look at this month, February 2018, the expected sales figures will be on the lower side. But again, it's going up. That's what the forecast, it shows. That is as per exponential smoothing. To differentiate between actual and forecasted figures, there is a gap. That's it. That's actually in an inbuilt algorithm to actually calculate. Yes.
Got it.
Yes. So fine. Can you come down to the option here, analysis here? There is an option, forecast option. Can you see the option, forecast option here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you click on the forecast option? You'll get another pop-up like this. Now here, I believe you can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you click on exactly? If you want to forecast, let's assume that I just want to forecast 15 months actually. I can do for next 15 months. And it means that it's a customization tool which is available. For example, if you want to forecast only for the next 2 months or next 3 months or next 15 months or next 20 months, again, listen very carefully. The longer the months or longer the time, that there is a high possibility that your forecasting will not be very precise. Right? Be a bit careful in terms of actually doing long-term forecasting. These kind of forecasting would work, especially in short term, especially 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Sometime it will actually need, at least maximum 1 year. I mean, here in this option, you can actually restrict up to what time you want to do the forecasting. So it's a customization tool available. Is it understandable so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So let's give a name here. Why don't you make it sales forecasting?
So short period means like, is it depending on like the time we are predicting?
Yes.
Like, does it depend on the availability of data, or like What does it depend?
Because we have 4 years data and we are using it, actually treating as monthly data, right? It's a monthly data we are treating, and we are trying to predict. And it's a sales data because we are using univariate data points, and we are trying to look at the past trends, and based on past trends, we are trying to predict future, right? And there is a high possibility that, if you actually make your period, actually your predicted time, actually, or longer time, there is going to be some kind of issues with respect to forecasted figures, because it's not necessary that, past sales will reflect actually, something which will happen next 4 years down the line, right? It's very tough to. And probably you can use your past sales to predict immediate future, right? Probably around max 1 year, is it? And that's the reason I said actually we need to be a bit careful in terms of forecasting your values with respect to a longer period. It may lead to some biased results. And again, you look at the kind of data which you have. Your data carrying some, for example, you want to predict gold price. And when you try to predict gold price, and there's a high possibility that, even you won't even able to actually predict what is going to happen tomorrow. Then how come actually you can assure that, whatever you are actually trying to predict, or actually whatever data you have actually, today, will be able to predict what is going to happen actually after 2 years down the line. It's very tough to, is it? That depends on the kind of product and depends on the actually, fluctuation within the market. So many things we need to, and again, listen very carefully, this is not a very high level forecasting techniques. And there are a lot many other forecasting techniques. We use predictors, especially you might have learned regression about. We use predictors and predicted variable. And based on that, we have a lot of algorithms, machine learning, we have a lot of algorithms such as decision tree, random forest, bagging and boosting. So many algorithms are there, which is more powerful. But this is a data where we have univariate data, and they're in this case very tough to. I mean, what I'm trying to say, whenever you do, you look at your data quality and look at the kind of products you are actually trying to orbit, the kind of scenario you are trying to predict. And accordingly, you take a call better. These kind of forecasting would be most robust in case of short-term prediction. Yes. Yeah, is it clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you open the next sheet? So you're in the next sheet, is it? In a blank sheet?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now we are going to do a different plot, okay? So different plot altogether. Now what you do is just come up. Let me look at, there is a variable called a state, right? Can you see the variable state? It's a location variable, right? It's a location
Yes.
variable, right? I just want to see my sales across the states, right? So here in my data, I have the states across the country, that is United States. So I just want to predict based on, my sales across different states in that country, right? So can you do one thing? Can you double click on state? So automatically, if you double click on state, automatically your columns and rows fill with longitude and latitude. Is it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, on the right bottom, can you see something 49 unknown? Are you able to see something, or in your case, automatically you are getting the values?
49 unknown.
Okay, there are two possibilities here. Some people, automatically they will get the graph, okay? In some cases, like me, actually, you are getting 49 unknown. It's an error. It means that I'll tell you what is the error. The error shows that whatever state name we gave to Tableau, Tableau is not able to recognize automatically. For example, you mentioned actually state Kerala. In some cases, it won't be able to recognize the state Kerala because of the fact that, by default settings with respect to Tableau would be different. The settings would be in terms of US context. Therefore, Tableau is not able to identify the state Kerala. If it is Indian settings, probably definitely Tableau will be able to identify. Probably what is happening here, I have installed from India. Therefore, I expect that the kind of setting I have right now with respect to this particular platform is with respect to India. Therefore, when I actually requested for actually a visualization with respect to United States states, it's not able to recognize. It means that we need to correct it manually. I need to direct Tableau that, yes, these are the states from United States. Therefore, please consider as a state which is actually valid. So I need to instruct. So here what you can do, and there is an option 49 unknown, right? Is it so? Can you double click on 49 unknown? Double click on 49 unknown. So are you able to get a pop-up like this?
Yes, sir.
Right. It means that the first option is that edit locations, right?
Yes.
The first option shows that edit location. There are 49 values that have unknown geographical location. That's what mentioned, right? So what do you want to do? They're asking a question to us, right? So do you want to filter data, or filter in the sense, you want to exclude data? So I don't want to exclude data. Rather, the first option is better. I want to edit locations, right? So why don't you click on the first option? Now, look at here. When I click the first option, it shows that country bar region is India. Country bar region is India, right? Yes,
Yes.
Gayatri. Yes, Gayatri, you just asked me your question. Gayatri, please go ahead. Gayatri, you have a question? Or I continue? Okay. So if you have any question, Gayatri, you can ask me in between, okay? So Akash, what do you want to ask? Give me a second. Yeah, I think all of you can see, right? So what I did here, I double click on 49 unknown. I got a pop-up like this. So there is an option by default, edit location. So you got like this. Is it so? Here, and by default, I have a system. It is India, right? But if you look at the state which I actually requested is Alabama and Arizona, and these are all actually states from United States, is it? So, but here by default, my setting is India. So that's an important issue here. Because of that, Tableau is not able to recognize this field. So what I do right now, you can click on this option here. And what you can do, you can click on United States. Right? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now in the background, the red sign is gone, right? Is it so?
Yes.
It means that it's able to recognize, right? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So I'll click OK. Now, are you able to get a revised representation like this?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So I believe all of you are with me. So now what you'll do, I just want to see my sales across these states, right? That's the reason. So what you can do, there is an option sales, right? Can you see the option sales here on the left side, that variable?
Yes.
Can you take or get the sales and put it in color on the top of color? Are you able to get something like this?
Yes.
You're able to get something like this. Is it so? Now I
Yes,
got
sir.
actually color. So if you put your cursor on the top of it, you can see the sales across the states, right? Is it?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, what I do, I just want to see my sales figures on the top of the state, right? So what I do, I'll get the sales, I'll put it in my label. Can you put the sales again on label? Are you able to get the sales here? The sales value across the states?
Yes.
All right. And now you can easily understandable, right? It's not very tough to understand. Is it so? Now we can understand these are the sales with respect to these states, right? Is it true?
Yes.
And look at the color actually.
Yes.
Can you see the color? What does it mean actually? The strength of the color, what does it represent? What is the strength of the color?
Number of sales.
So it means that severe color means actually very strong sale, or in the sense higher sales, right? Is it so?
Yes.
All
Strong
right.
color represent higher sales.
Sales is easily understandable, right? So you don't need explanation, right? Is it?
Yes, sir. Easily understandable.
Now, listen, you want to actually also show the profit from these states, right? You want to show the profit also?
Yes.
Yes, let us do one thing. Can you get the profit from here? I'll also put profit in label. Are you able to get? Are you able to get profit? There are two figures you are able to see, is it?
Yes, sir.
Can you, I'll make actually my profit is in different color, okay? So can you click on the top of your label? Can you double click on the top of it? On the top of label. You pop up like this. Will appear, right? Are you able to get a pop-up like this?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Right. I just going to do some editing here, right? And there is an option dot. Have you seen the option dot? So once you click on the dot,
Yes.
you are able to get another pop-up like this. What I'm going to do right now, I just highlight my profit like this. I'll make it bold. I'll make a different color here. Let's make it a different color. Click on apply and you click OK. Are you able to see the profit here? A different color.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, fine. So here you can see the profit and sales here, right? Now I believe you understood the importance of different figures. First one is actually color we understood. What's the use of label we understood. What's the use of tooltip we understood. Is it so?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, fine. So here, now what you can do, can you go to map option here again? There is an option map. Are you able to see?
Yes, sir.
There is an option map layers. Can you click on map layers?
Yes.
So once you click on map layers, can you see something washout option here? Washout.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So if you click on that, your background is actually getting eliminated, right? You washed out the background. So that is actually in terms of interpretability. Background means nothing is there, right? So if you make it actually, here, it's getting highlighted, right? Is it so?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, can you make your this? Can you? There is an option here. Have you seen the options here? Normal. So different type of plot you can see, right? Street, outdoors, satellite. So different appearance you can get. Are you able to get different type of appearances?
No, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Can you repeat it once more?
Go to map. There is an option map layers. Okay, map layers, right? This map is there on the top of your screen. Click on map layers. You'll be getting a window like this, right? A background map layers option here. Is it so?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now here the option washout you understood, right? Is it?
Yes,
For
sir. That it's understood.
Here the options, look at the options, the type of representation. So which one you like, you'll select that. So if you like the satellite option, you select satellite option. Are you able to get what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Give me a second. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Give me a second. Give me a second. It's getting appeared. Yeah. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Give a name. So sales and profit across it's. Are you able to give a name here? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So please open the next sheet. So you're in a blank sheet, right?
Yes, sir.
So
So can I ask a question, sir?
yes, please.
In between the sheets, there was an option called dashboard one. Like, what is it, sir?
Yeah, I'll show you. At the end of it, actually, we'll publish the dashboard. With that, we'll conclude the session so that you'll understand. That's my plan. So give me some time. Give me around, 15 minutes, and probably at the end of it, I'll show you what's the importance of dashboard. Okay. So
Okay,
dashboard, I'll tell you what is the use of dashboard. Dashboard would be you want to actually publish it, you want to share it to others, right? For example, you are doing it here. You want to integrate in one platform, everything together. You want to publish it so that others can look at it. You want to submit the report, right? It's like actually a report. So I'll do at the end of the class. So give me around 15 minutes or 20 minutes time.
thank you.
Okay, fine. Come to the next sheet. You're in a blank sheet like this, is it? Are you with me? Now,
Yes.
so can you get the sales in columns? Sales in columns. Can you get the category here? Rows. Can you get the subcategory here? Again, rows. Subcategory here. What does it represent? What's the meaning? What does it represent?
Sales in each category.
I have category, subcategory by sales. For example, category. One minute. Class-ലാണ്. വിളിക്കാം. Class-ലാണ്. Oh, ഒരു minute. One minute. Yes. Can you see my screen right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So here, we are able to get the actually, plot where I just integrated for a category wise, subcategory wise, category furniture with respect to each subcategory, right? Furniture, I have 3 subcategories: book, chairs, furnishing, and tables, right? Is it so?
Yes.
All right. Now, what you can do, you can again do something more here. Can you get, there is an option segment, right? Have you seen the option segment here? Segment?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you get the segment and can you put it in filter option? Have you seen the option filter? When you put this option on the filter option, are you able to see a pop-up like this? Are you able to see a pop-up?
Yes.
Give me a second. Can you see my screen? Yes. Okay. You can see my screen, is it?
Yes, sir.
Can you select all option here? Can you click on apply? After selecting all, can you click on apply? And click OK afterwards. I believe now your filter main, you can see a new variable segment. Are you able to see a new variable in segment? Are you able to get a new variable in segment?
Yes.
If you want to repeat, I can tell you, okay? For example, if you want to delete the variable, you can drag and drop it here, okay? On this free space. Can you see a free space here? You can put it here so that it will get eliminated, right? I'll repeat the point. I said that what do you do? Just get your filters here. And when you get the filter, there'll be a pop-up like this. You click on all and click apply and click OK. Right? Now, can you do one thing? Can you select this one? There is an option, show filter option. Are you able to see an option here, show filter? Are you able to see an option here, show filter option?
Where, sir?
Here. You segment mean there is a filter mean there is a segment variable, right?
Yes.
Right. and you have the option show filter here, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then you click on show filter. On the right hand side, the filtering option appear, right?
Yes.
Now, so what you can do here, you can unselect everything. For example, I can do the filtering with respect to only consumer segment. And consumer segment, category furniture, subcategory bookcases, what's the sales, right? Is it true?
Yes.
And
Yes, sir.
if I want to see actually with respect to only corporate segment, then I can see the values here, right? And I want to see only for home segment, you can see the values here, right? Or you want to see everything, you can click on everything. So you can easily communicate. And if somebody want to actually see, it's very dynamic figure, right? Is it so? It will change. Is it true? Is it understandable?
Yes, sir.
Right. So in this case, in all consumer, let's assume that if you want to give an answer, that in consumer segment, especially in furniture, which is a subcategory with the highest sales?
Chairs.
Chairs. Now, if you look at technology side, especially in consumer segment, which is a product with the highest sales?
Phones.
Right? It's visible, right? So there isn't, you don't need to have a detailed explanation about that, right? Everything is pretty visible in this case, right? Somebody put the cursor on the top of it and you can easily read and understand, right? Is it so?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, so what we do, I'll show you something again. Then this chart you understood, right? Is it so? Give me a second.
So there is an exclude option in under that like segment.
Which one? If you want to delete, you can click on remove. This is what you're trying
No,
to say?
no, sir. Like when we click on the filter segment, like that when that pop-up comes, there is all, none, and exclude, right? Could you explain how that exclude function?
Yeah. Here, let's imagine that. Give me a second. Segment I'm doing. Can you see my screen? No. Give me a second. I'll share the screen once again. Right. Then you said that in the segment option name, you are putting so you are getting some options here. Select consumer. Here, this option, selection excluded 0 of 3 values actually. So here in this case, what you're trying to say, field is segment, selection exclude, wildcard all, exclude 0 of 3 values, right? So here in this case, some cases what is happening that if you have consumer, let's assume corporate and home office segment. In addition, look at here. I clicked on here. What is happening here? I believe you can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir. Like, is that like to delete few in a whole bunch of...
Yeah, it's not deleting actually. It's nothing but including or complement of that. It's called as excluding, right?
So, like, if there were like plenty of them, to exclude few instead of selecting all the options, like we are going to use. Okay, got it, sir.
In the filtering option, with this option, two corporate and home office option, you will not find. That's it.
Got it, sir.
You're filtering right now. The option in these options will not be there. It will get excluded. Right now, it's actually getting a subset of it. Only consumer segment will be there.
Got it, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So here I'll click on all and apply. And here, let me make it show filter. Yeah. So I believe we'll do another plot. So here, what you can do, we'll do another plot that's called as highlight chart. Okay. So highlight chart I'll show you so that you can understand it better. So give me a second. Yeah, can you open your rename sales by segment? That's the same. Can you open one more sheet? Can you open one more sheet here?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, can you get your order date here? Make it month, okay? This discrete is okay. This month is okay. Discrete month is okay. Make it this month. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Then what do you do? Just get your
So I think we lost your screen, sir. Like,
okay, give me a second. So you get your sub. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
yes,
It's
sir.
now.
Subcategory, just put it like that. Are you able to get something like this? Are you able to get something like this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now, can you get the sales and put it in text option? Are you able to get something like this? What does it represent? The sales of subcategory across these months, is it so?
Yes.
Right. Now, so can you, text me, I just put it so that you are getting, is it so? Can you get the sales again in the, can you put it in color? Sales again, drag and drop the same thing into a color option. Are you with me? Are you able to get a plot like this?
Yes, sir.
Now here there is an option automatic. Have you seen automatic here? When you
Yes.
put the cursor here, there is an option up here. Can you make it actually circle? Here, square, you make it square, okay? Square, not circle, square, okay? Square, click on square, okay? What is this actually? What is this?
Showing some kind of intensity.
Intensity sales, right, across months, right? So, for example, if you look at chairs, in this month it got very higher sales, right? Higher sales is actually in this month. The severity should be shown in terms of, the color, right? The highlight. It's called as highlight chart. What is that? Highlight chart. Right. Now, let's assume I just make a name here. Just make it sales highlight. Right? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. Now what we do, shall we look at a dashboard creation? Have you seen an option here, dashboard option, new dashboard? Have you seen an option here on the right bottom, new dashboard?
Yes,
New
sir.
Okay, can you click on new dashboard option so that you will get a window like this, right?
Yes.
Right. So now, here, the default option is selected. Can you make the size? Here, there is an option size. Can you see the size option here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, can you make it a little bit bigger in terms of width so that the width increases, right? Make it almost 1520. Are you able to make 1500? Are you able to get a big sheet here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, on the bottom, can you see something called a tiled option? Tiled option. What is tiled actually? Let's assume you are trying to do flooring or you want to actually construct floor. Tiled means, what do you mean by tiled? The word tiled. You need to put it actually in appropriate space only. You don't have flexibility, right? Sitsa? Can you put tile the way you like? Tile should be provided the way actually, the construction engineer think. Is it so? In terms of math, we need to provide. Is it so?
Yes.
And there is an option floating. So floating means, you have the flexibility to place the figure wherever you want. Let's assume that I'm just opting for tiled option. If you want to look at tiled option, how do we position dashboard? Can you click the first sheet here? Can you double click on sheet? When you double click on this sheet, are you getting a bigger window like this?
Yes.
I am in tiled option. Okay. Can you double click on the second sheet? Are you able to, the windows are getting adjusted?
Yes.
Is it getting adjusted?
Yes.
Can you click the third one? Can you click the fourth one? Can you click the fifth one? Can you click the sixth one? Are you able to get all these figures in the same framework?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You're able to get?
Yes.
Yes.
You're able to get or not? You're able to get, right? Is it so?
Yes, sir.
Now, can you see something here where I clicked actually? Can you see something here? Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Mhm. Okay. Now, let's imagine. Can you see some option here? I clicked on this figure, my second figure, sales by segment. Are you in the sales? Can you click on that? This option.
Yes. Yes.
Can you click on this option here? This option name. There is an option users filter. Have you seen the users filter? Are you able to see users filter option here?
Yes.
Now, you just clicked it, is it so? Now, when I click here, is it changing anything?
It changed other graph.
It changed all the graphs, right? Is it so? I use this as my filter variable, is it so? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Right? Look at here, everything changes, right? Is it so? So I'm selecting one by one. Look at everything changes, right? Is it so? I use this as a filter, right? Is it so? Now, if I click somewhere else, it'll actually show everything else together. Are you getting my point here? If I click actually one particular category, what is the category? Furniture chairs here. Look at here, furniture chairs. All my figures are actually getting updated. Is it so?
Yes, sir.
Right. So it means that I use this particular figure as a filter option. So I can use as a filter. So you are able to get the filtering. You are able to understand what is the other filtering. Use as a filter option, right? How did you do that? I went here. I use the option use as filter option here. Is it so? Any figure actually I can make it actually as filter. So I just made this sales by segment as actually my filter. Are you with me? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now we are almost done. This is actually a dashboard. This is actually a very dynamic dashboard, right? If I want to actually, look at some, for example, I just want to see only furniture sales and its profit. Probably I can see that, right? This is a furniture sales and profit. Only for furniture, is it so? I'm not getting for all the other product. Tables. Look at here. It's changing, right? It's dynamic. Is it so?
Yes, sir.
Right. So here, if you put your cursor somewhere, you can see. And again, if you want to, remove it, you can unclick on it so that your filtering option will get eliminated. Okay. Now, if you want to actually maximize the screen, or if you want to see a maximum window, you can click enter option. Or if you want to present the PPT, can you see my screen right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's a PPT option, right? It's understandable, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, can I do one thing? Can I save it in my, or can I publish it right now? Can I publish it? I told you that in public you cannot save it in your internal disk, right? It's all. You need to publish in your community page. Is it so? That's the reason I told you that it's called as public, right? So can you do one thing? I believe you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Give me, I'll share everything. Yeah. Can you go to file option? There is an option, save Tableau public as. Save Tableau public as. Can you click on that? So what are you getting actually? In your case, what are you getting? You are getting actually a sign-in option. Are you getting a sign-in?
Yes.
So it means that somebody already signed up. You made a sign up, right?
Yes.
And you can use that sign-in ID. That you can use that ID so that you can get it. In my case, I already made a sign-in. That's the reason it's showing only this part. So somebody not that actually made a sign-in or sign up. What you'll do, you make a sign up, then you make a sign in. Listen very carefully. You need to remember your ID and password. Using that sign up ID and password, you can sign in. And then you will get this particular prompting. So let's assume that I just made a sign in. I just want to save my file. And I'm getting a prompting. This would be done after, what? Actually, after completing everything, after preparing the dashboard. I just want to save it, right? Let's give me a second. I just want to give a name. Let's assume. And I went to file and save Tableau public as, and you will get a prompting like this. So some of you may get another prompting. It is nothing but is asking for your sign in and sign up. Just make a sign in or sign up so that you will get this window. Right, I'm giving my workbook SN. Let's assume I'm just giving any name, right? You can give any name, right? Guys, are you with me? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You're able to sign in? No, or else? You're trying.
Doing it.
Doing it. Okay, let's do it.
Yes.
And I believe you done the sign up and you made the sign in. I just going to save my workbook. It's called as workbook, okay? Workbook. And the name of the workbook is my workbook _ SN. And click on save option. So that'll take around 10 seconds. And within that 10 seconds, you'll be directed to a new HTML window. It means it's trying to publish your work file in a public community platform. Is it so? Tableau platform. Is it so? Let us see what is going to happen afterwards. I'm getting directed into a new window like this, right? So it means that I'm able to publish my workbook in my community page. Is it so? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now I just want to share it. Have you seen the option share option here?
So it's saying there is an error while I'm trying to upload.
What's the error? Is it actually a login issue?
No, sir. A data extract required kind of an error. An error recorded while attempting to save the workbook. Tableau's does not permit external database connections. Use the data menu to create and extract from the following data source.
Have you done the same thing only here? Save Tableau public as?
Yes, sir.
It's supposed to happen. Others, what about you? You're able to do it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Just try afterwards, okay? Just try. It should happen. Generally, there won't be any error. And for example, I created this workbook. I'm going to share this one. So look at the chat here. This is my actually, the link I can share probably. But yeah, let me try. Let me try whether I'm able to share through your chat window or not. Give me a second. Let us try. You are able to look at your chat window. Check actually whether you are able to receive my Tableau work file. Are you able to get my Tableau work file? Is there in your chat window? Okay. There is a link which I shared right now. Are you able to receive?
Yes.
Right. Now, listen, some of you actually have this option actually. You're not able to see multiple sheets because there is an option show sheets actually. It will be, in this mode. If you are in this mode, you can see only your workbook, only your dashboard, okay? So you look at mine right now. You can't see my sheets right now. Only dashboard you can see, is it so? If you want to see all your sheets, and you can click here. And if you want to allow others to download your sheets and your workbook, and you need to activate this option also. For example, if I click on this option, you won't be able to download my work file. Anything you can download. But if I activate this one, you can download it. So it is there in your settings option. And remember, this is your page, okay? This is your page. In this page, you can do it. Now, listen very carefully. Have you seen the option download option?
Yes.
So download, look at here, the options available. It's asking what form you want to download: image, data, crosstab, PDF, PowerPoint, and Tableau workbook. Tableau workbook means it's actually Tableau format. And it's nothing but complete workbook. Whichever I did so far, I can download and see. Or I can even share it, right? Because I allowed actually everyone to download it. And if you want to download as PowerPoint, I can download as a PowerPoint here. There is an option, this view or not. There is an option, yes, download. And you'll be able to get your PowerPoint immediately. Here, you can see my PowerPoint. Let us see what is there in my PowerPoint. Can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes.
Right? So I'm able to convert my workbook into PowerPoint as well. That is my dashboard, right? This is my dashboard. So here, when you come down to the dashboard, just check actually whether this dashboard is dynamic or not. Is it dynamic?
Yes.
It's dynamic, right? Is it so? And if you click actually here, you can understand. Is that? Is it true?
Yes, sir.
Right. I mean, I believe you understood the point here, right? This is the page. You may have a page, and in this page, you can locate all your analysis, whatever analysis you did so far. And if you do whatever analysis, you can locate your analysis from here. And it'll be there in this page. Listen very carefully. You can directly go and sign in based on the password and ID which you created during the sign up stage. You can open it up. Right? Is it okay? Is it understandable so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's it actually. So just want to give you some kind of introduction with respect to Tableau. So please understand, it's very tough to complete within 1.5 hours. It requires a lot of time. And I just try to do my best actually within a limited time frame. I believe you got some understanding with respect to what is Tableau, what is the power of Tableau, and how we can do some very basic analysis with respect to Tableau. My request is that, and probably a lot of material which is available in public platform, and you can download and read and understand it better, right? And also a lot of videos are available in your YouTube. And please do it and practice it so that you can understand it better. So that's all about. And if you have any question, you can ask me right now.
Thank you, sir, for this informative session.
Yes, thank you so much.
അടുത്തതായിട്ട് സംശയം എന്തെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഇപ്പം തന്നെ മൈക്ക് അൺമ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്ത് സാറിനോട് നേരിട്ട് ചോദിക്കാവുന്നതാണ്.
So data visualization using Python and like adinte oru significance.
It is there, yeah. The problem, I'll tell you, the problem is that if you look at R and Python, if you ask me to teach actually within actually half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, it's very tough to, because I told you Python and R, it got a very steep learning curve. Steep learning curve in the sense you won't be able to catch up the learning, and in the sense whatever I try to deliver within 1 hour, 2 hours, it requires minimum actually minimum 1 day to actually at least give you some overview about what is all about Python, what is all about R. I generally deal with R, therefore I don't have much understanding about Python, because it's better to have one particular platform as your actually priority platform. It's better not to focus on too many platforms in terms of doing the same thing. The first thing, and second thing is that it's very tough to deliver within actually limited time span. And therefore, my suggestion, if you are interested to learn R or Python as machine learning platforms, it's better to attend some continuous course, in the sense you can attend some long duration courses, and accordingly you can learn. Otherwise, these other platforms got very, very, very steep learning curve. Nimita, can you repeat the question?
Sir, thank you for the session. I was just asking, like Superstore, we have come up with many marketing related insights like that. For calculating, for teaching something like employee performance, attrition rate, and all. Is there any data available like this Superstore?
I'll tell you. So can you see my screen right now? There is an option resources in your main tab. There is an option resources, right? Tableau provides a lot of resources, right? And also there is an option Tableau gallery. Have you seen the option gallery?
Yes, sir.
In gallery, what is a gallery? Gallery is nothing but the contributions done by a lot of actually researchers across the world, right? And here you can see a lot of different types of data set and their visualization. And its visualization, probably if you are interested in getting any data in your field, and in gallery you can go to gallery, and I'm not promising that you'll get exact data, but you can type actually, for example, HR performance or something like that. Let us try. Okay, and probably we'll get some kind of look at here. Are we able to get some dashboard here?
Yes, sir. I had a look at those dashboards, but then data set was not visible, so I thought.
No. So some dashboard, if you look at, let's assume this dashboard.
Okay.
And when you look at this dashboard, some case, for example, in my case, I just provided this download option. Is it so?
Yes.
And some people look at, they are actually, you can download Tableau workbook here.
Okay.
Once you download Tableau workbook, in some cases, data will be attached with it. You can download.
Okay, we'll see that, sir. Thank you so much.
Only that way you can actually get this kind of data. Remember, this is done by this person, Umesh Nair, and probably that is his own data. And if he is actually interested in terms of sharing it, then probably he might have provided.
Okay. Thank you so much for telling, sir. I will have a look at it. Thank you so much.
Right. Please look at gallery option. That's better.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Yeah. So anything else? So in this case, we'll conclude the session.
സർ ക്ലാസ്സിനോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ സാറ് ഡൗട്ട്സ് ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടായിരിക്കാം കൂടുതൽ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ഒന്നും വരാത്തത്.
There are two possibilities. First possibility is that there is no understanding, and second possibility is that there is complete understanding. So it is in between, right? And probably I presume that the positive side, that people understood it well, and therefore there's no questions, right? So, okay, fine.
വോട്ട് ഓഫ് താങ്ക്സിലേക്ക് കടക്കാം. തേർഡ് DC എക്കണോമിക്സിലെ വിനായൻ SBA വോട്ട് ഓഫ് താങ്ക്സിനായിട്ട് ക്ഷണിക്കുന്നു.
നമസ്കാരം. ഇവിടെ ലൈക് ശ്രീജേഷ് സാർ ഒരു നമ്മുടെ മൈൻഡ് ബ്ലോയിങ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു സെഷൻ ആയിരുന്നു. സാറിന് ഒരു ഡൗട്ടും ഇല്ല. ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഡൗട്ട്സ് ഇല്ലാത്തതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെയാണ് ചോദിക്കാത്തത്. സാർ അത് ഒരിക്കലും തെറ്റിദ്ധരിക്കേണ്ട. ലൈക് വി ആർ ഓൾസോ ക്ലിയറിംഗ് അവർ ഡൗട്ട്സ് ഇൻ ബിറ്റ്വീൻ. സോ ഇറ്റ് വാസ് ഇൻഡീഡ് ലൈക് വെരി ഇൻഫോർമേറ്റീവ് ആൻഡ് ലൈക് വെരി ഇന്ററാക്റ്റീവ് സെഷൻ. ഭയങ്കരമായിട്ട് എൻജോയ് ചെയ്ത ഒരു സെഷൻ ആയിരുന്നു. ഭയങ്കരമായിട്ട് ഒരു ടാബ്ലോ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ സാധനം ഞങ്ങൾ പലരും കണ്ടിട്ടില്ല ഇതിനു മുമ്പ്. ലൈക് അപ്പോ പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ഞാൻ കണ്ടിട്ടില്ലായിരുന്നു. അപ്പം റീസെന്റ് കോഴ്സുകൾക്കൊക്കെ ഇൻട്രോൾ ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് ശ്രമിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. പക്ഷെ ഇതൊരു ഭയങ്കര ഒരു ഇൻട്രൊഡക്ഷൻ ഒരു ഇതായി ഇതിലേക്ക്. അപ്പോ നന്ദി പറയുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് എന്റെ ഇവിടുത്തെ കർത്തവ്യം. ഞാൻ കർത്തവ്യത്തിൽ കടക്കുവാണ്. നമ്മുടെ പരിപാടി ഉദ്ഘാടനം ചെയ്ത ബഹുമാനപ്പെട്ട പ്രിൻസിപ്പൽ സുനിൽകുമാർ സാർ, നമ്മുടെ HOD ഇന്നിവിടെ എത്താൻ പറ്റിയിട്ടില്ല, ജയശ്രീ മാം, നമ്മുടെ ഇത് സാറിനെ Sreejesh സാറിനെ ഇവിടെ കൊണ്ടുവന്ന നമ്മുടെ പ്രിയപ്പെട്ട അപർണ ടീച്ചറോട് കുറെ നന്ദിയുണ്ട് ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു ഫാക്കൽറ്റിനെ നമുക്ക് പ്രസന്റ് ചെയ്തതിന്. പിന്നെ നമ്മുടെ ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റിലെ മറ്റ് ടീച്ചേഴ്സ്, ഇവിടെ പങ്കെടുത്ത എല്ലാവരും, വളരെ ഇന്ററാക്റ്റീവ് ആയിട്ട് പാർട്ടിസിപ്പേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത എല്ലാ പാർട്ടിസിപ്പൻസിനും എല്ലാവർക്കും ഹൃദയത്തിന്റെ ഭാഷയിലുള്ള നന്ദി രേഖപ്പെടുത്തുന്നു. Thank you, sir. Keep coming and please keep teaching us something interesting like this. And if you are offering some course, please let us know also. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
തന്നെ വിളിച്ചതല്ലേ, നന്ദിയുണ്ട്. അപ്പോ നന്നായി പ്രാക്ടീസ് ചെയ്യാം. അത് ബ്രേക്ക് ഉണ്ടാവാതിരിക്കുക. അപ്പൊ ബ്രേക്ക് ഉണ്ടാക്കി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ലേണിംഗിന് പ്രശ്നമാവും. ടാബ്ലോ ഒരു കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് പെർസ്പെക്റ്റീവ് വേണം. പക്ഷെ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞു, already actually you have a flat learning curve. If you continue further, actually at least next 1 month, probably the learning would be better. And I would suggest that if somebody want to get into data science, visualization would be the beginning. So that way you can actually get into that domain and you can get into a big field of data science. Right? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Aparna. And she's my senior actually. So I'm really thankful because she invited me. She told me that I need to teach. I was a bit skeptical actually about what to teach. Then immediately I told that probably I can teach Tableau because if I start teaching R or Python or something like that, you won't be able to understand it well. It's very tough for me. So immediately I thought that I can introduce Tableau so that I can convey some message, so that I can motivate someone like you, and you continue further. At least, yeah. Thank you so much, Abana Chechi. So I'll probably you need to invite me again so that I'll keep.
Yeah, sure, definitely will have. ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് SM വിമൻസില് ബിഹേവിയറൽ എക്കണോമിക്സ് ആൻഡ് ഡേറ്റാ സയൻസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ കേരള യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റി പുതിയൊരു PG ലോഞ്ച് ചെയ്തത്. അപ്പൊ അതില് ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ ഇഷ്യൂ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഡേറ്റാ സയൻസ് വന്നപ്പോഴേക്കും എടുക്കാൻ ആൾക്കാരില്ല. There is no faculty as such. That's a very great issue with concerning the Kerala University syllabus. അപ്പൊ അതുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് we need to have a proper training for the faculty members. So we are planning for that. Anyway, I'll invite you for a training program. Sreejesh എവിടെയുണ്ട്? കൊല്ലത്തുണ്ടോ ഇപ്പൊ?
No, ഞാൻ എറണാകുളത്താണ്.
So thank you, Sreejesh. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So much.
എല്ലാവർക്കും വളരെയധികം താങ്ക്സ്. താങ്ക് യു വെരി മച്ച്.